Greetings! Mantare79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for Cardfight Vanguard Deer Days! Alrighty then, let's get started. Pressing the A button now. Loading game and proceeding. And here we are in the main menu, heading over to the edit deck menu. Here we are in the edit deck menu. And now in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be making one for is a Dragon Empire's Dragonic Overlord D-BT06 deck. And I'm going to be using this Dragon Empire's Dragonic Overlord D-BT05 deck as the base of the deck I'm going to be building. So, okay. Let's head in. So, going to select the deck and selecting edit deck. And off we go. And here we are in the edit deck menu, and like I just mentioned before, the deck I'm building for this deck profile video is a Dragon Empire's Dragonic Overlord deck, made up of cards only available up until D-BT06. Okie dokie, let's get started. So first let's go to filter settings and pack. Show only cards from D-BT1, Genesis of the 5 Greats, D-BT2, A Brush of the Legends, D-BT3, Advance of Intertwined Stars, D-BT4, Awakening of Chakrabarti, D-BT5, Triumphant Return of Brave Heroes, Festival Collection 2021, Festival Collection 2022, Promo Pack number 1, and D-BT6, Blazing Dragon Reborn. Okay, that's everything, so applying filter, and okay. So first, we're starting off with the Grade 3 lineup. And for the Grade 3 deck, we're going to be playing Right Deck, Grade 3, Dragonic Overlord. Its skills are, first skill, Continuous, as a Vanguard or a Rear Guard. During the battle, this unit attacked a Rear Guard. Your opponent cannot call cards from their hand to the Guardian Circle. And the second skill, as a Vanguard, auto, once per turn, when this unit attack hits, counterblast 1 and discard a card from your hand. If the cost and paid, stand this unit, and it gets drive -1 till end of turn. So for Dragonic Overlord, it's one of the main Grade 3s to run this deck. As for its skills, as mentioned before, it lets you not only guarantee a successful attack on the opponent's rear guard, but to also give you a additional Vanguard attack at the cost of drive -1 when you land a successful attack. So overall, this is a pretty good Grade 3 Vanguard to play, just by making it easier to clear your opponent's rear guards and to also give you more attacks to pressure your opponent with the restanding ability. And so for Dragonic Overlord, we're taking 3 out, only playing 1 the right deck. And now next up, the Grade 3 Dragonic Overlord, The End. Skills, first skill, Continuous, as a Vanguard. During your turn, if your soul has a Dragonic Overlord, this unit's drive cannot decrease from card effects, and it gets plus 5,000 power. Second skill, auto, as a Vanguard, once per turn. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked. Cost, counterblast 1 and discard 2 cards from your hand. If the cost and paid, stand this unit, and it gets drive -1 till end of turn. So for Dragonic Overlord The End, it's the other main Grade 3 to run this deck. Its skills, just by having the Dragonic Overlord in your soul, you can guarantee your Vanguard a plus 5,000 power and protection from its own negative effect, which reduces drive -1. So overall, Dragonic Overlord The End is a powerful Vanguard to use, especially when you cross-write over Dragonic Overlord, guaranteeing you at least 2 twin drive attacks for 2 Vanguard attacks with an additional 5,000 power. And so for Dragonic Overlord The End, we got 4 in the deck, leaving it that way. Next up, the right deck, Grade 2, Dragon Knight Nehalem. Skills, first skill, auto. When this unit is rolled upon by a unit with Overlord in its card name, call it a Rear Guard Circle. Second skill, action, as a Rear Guard, once per turn. If you have a Vanguard with Overlord in its card name, cost Soul Blast 1. If the cost and paid, this unit and all of your Vanguards gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. So for Dragon Knight Nehalem, it's a pretty good support card for the Dragonic Overlord deck, especially since this is the main Grade 2 to run this deck. For its skills, just by riding on your Vanguard, you can get a Rear Guard Nehalem whose skill can later support your Vanguard Dragonic Overlord as well as itself, making it a 15,000 point attacker in the front row. So for Dragon Nehalem, we got 1 the right deck, leaving that way. Next up, the Grade 2 Berserk Dragon. Skills, Auto as a rear guard. When this unit attacks, if you have a Vanguard Overlord in its card name, this unit gets plus 5,000 power to end of battle. Then, cost, Counterblast 1. If the cost and paid, choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or less rear guards and retire it. So for Berserk Dragon, it's a support card for the Dragonic Overlord series. With this unit's skill, it can serve as a potential 15,000 point attacker from the front row and a good way to clear out your opponent's field of rear guards as long as you're willing to pay the cost of Counterblast 1. And so for Berserk Dragon, we got 4 in the deck, leaving that way. Next up, the Grade 2, Steel Bullet of Duststorm Ethan. Skill, Auto as a rear guard. When your Vanguard's attack hits, cost, retire this unit. If the cost is paid, draw a card and countercharge 1. So for Ethan, by my opinion, it's a pretty good card to play in your Dragon Empire Nation decks. For its skill, not only lets you draw a card, but to also countercharge 1. By my own personal experience, I find Ethan to be a much more preferable card over the Grade 1. Dragon Monk Gojo, whose skill can only be activated when it boosts a successful attack from the Vanguard. While with Ethan, he only needs to be on your rear guard while your opponent lands a successful attack on either your opponent's Vanguard rear guard, thus guarantee you an extra card in your hand and another counterblast to work with. So for the Steel Bullet of Duststorm Ethan, we got 4 in the deck, leaving that way. Next up, the Grade 2 Burning Horn Dragon. Skills, first skill, Auto. When this unit is placed in the rear guard circle, counterblast 1. If the cost is paid, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 card of Overlord in its card name, put into your hand, shuffle your deck. If you do not reveal a card, countercharge 1. And the second skill, Auto as a rear guard. When your Vanguard with Overlord in its card name attacks, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. So for Burning Horn Dragon, it's another support card for the Dragonic Overlord series. For its skills, the first skill, as long as just by calling Burning Horn Dragon to your rear guard, you can have the chance to add another version of Dragonic Overlord to your hand to potentially Persona Ride or Cross Ride with, depending on what you get with this skill. And the best part is, this first skill is refundable. In the off chance you fail to get any Overlord cards for this first skill, you can countercharge 1, thus refunding yourself the counterblast that was used to pay for this first skill. And then also the second skill. For this second skill, your Burning Horn Dragon can be a very powerful front row attacker, for it gets power for every time your Dragonic Overlord attacks, which works great because the Overlord series specializes in restanding and attacking multiple times your Vanguard. So the more attacks you make your Vanguard, the more powerful of a front row attacker your Burning Horn Dragon will become, with the additional power that keeps stacking onto it every time your Vanguard attacks. And so for the Grade 2 Burning Horn Dragon, we got 4 in the deck, leaving that way. Okay, next up, the Grade 2 Perfect Burner Dragon. Not gonna play this card anymore, so we're taking it out and replacing it with the next Grade 2. We're playing, let's see, where is it? The Grade 2. There it is. The Grade 2 Heat Stamping Dragon. Skill, Auto as a rear guard. When your Vanguard attacks, if your opponent has 2 or less rear guards, cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost is paid, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets plus 10,000 power until end of turn. So for Heat Stamping Dragon, it's a pretty good card to play in your Dragonic Overlord decks. For its skill, as long as you meet the conditions of wiping out your opponent's rear guards before your Vanguard's attack, as long as you don't mind moving Heat Stamping from your rear guard to your soul, your Vanguard will get plus 10,000 power, which works well with the Dragonic Overlord series that specializes in restanding and attacking multiple times your Vanguard. So for Heat Stamping, it's not only a good way to restock your soul for the Soul Blast, but to also pressure your opponent with more high-powered Vanguard attacks. So for the Heat Stamping Dragon, we're putting in, let's see, we're putting in 4 in the deck. There we go, that should do it. And now for the Great 1 lineup. For the Great 1s of this deck, we're playing the right deck, Great 1, Embodiment of Armor, Bar. Skills, first skill, Auto. When this unit is rolled upon by Dragonic Overlord, counterblast 1. If the cost is paid, search your deck for up to 1 Great 1 card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. Second skill, Auto as a rear guard, once per turn. When your Vanguard's attack hits, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. So for Bar, it's the main Great 1 to be riding on this deck. Its skills, as long as you've got Dragon in the Hollow riding atop him, by paying the cost of Counterblast 1, you'll be able to search your deck for any Great 1 card, for example a Perfect Guard, or any Great 1 whose skill will help you in your later game strategy to add to your hand. And So overall, Bar is a good card as a Vanguard to mainly search your deck for perfect guards or great ones to play for your strategy, or to serve as a potential 13,000 point rear guard from the front row, back row with its second skill. And so for the embodiment of Armor Bar, we got one the right deck, leaving that way. Okay, next up, the Great One, Twin Buckler Dragon, Sentinel, Perfect Guard, skills, first skill, Continuous Sentinel, second skill, Auto. When this unit is put in the Guardian Circle, choose one of your units, and it cannot be hit until end of battle. If your hand has 2 or more cards, choose a card from your hand and discard it. So for Twin Buckler, it's a perfect guard for the Dragon Empire Nation. Like any other perfect guard in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game, it features the same skill and activation. When used to guard with and discarding a card from your hand, you can block one enemy attack. But as you can see, Twin Buckler features an additional ability. As long as you using the guard against the opponent while having less than 2 cards in hand, he will have to pay the usual discard 1 cost, making Twin Buckler a potential no-cost perfect guard in desperate last resort situations. And so for Twin Buckler Dragon, we're taking 1 out, only playing 3. There we go. And next up, the Great One, Stealth Dragon, Toga Chirashi. Not gonna be playing this card anymore. Take it out. Next up, the Great One, Hephaestio Dragon, skill, auto, as a rear guard. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted a Vanguard. If the boosted unit stands, cost, Soul Blast 2. If the cost is paid, choose one of your opponent's front row rear guards and retire it. Then choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets plus 5,000 power until end of the turn. So Hephaestio Dragon is a pretty good support card for the Dragonic Overlord series. For its skill, as long as you play the skill correctly by boosting a Vanguard and having the boosted Vanguard restand later, by paying the cost, you can not only clear your opponent's field of rear guards, but to also give your Vanguard second attack or more a little extra power to work with. So for Hephaestio Dragon, we got 2 in the deck, leaving that way. Okay, then next up, the Great One. Where is it? Let's see. Where is the... Oh, there it is. Okay. The Great One, Drag Rider, Halb, skills, first skill, continuous. When this card will be discarded from hand or the cost of the ability of your Vanguard Overlord and its card name, it may be regarded as 2 cards. And second skill, auto. When this card is discarded from hand for the cost of the ability of your Vanguard Overlord and its card name, you may call this card to the back row rear guard circle. If called, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. Super Halb, it's another great support card for the Dragonic Overlord series. For its first skill, as I already mentioned, the end skill, which is to counterblast one, discard 2 cards to restand it. With this first skill, you can halve that cost by discarding Halb. He can be treated as 2 cards instead of 1, thus saving you up your hand cards for your later strategies. And the second skill, which combos to the first skill, after being discarded, you can secure Halb as a potential 13,000 point rear guard from the back row to boost with. And so for the Drag Rider Halb, we're going to be putting 4 in the deck. Okay, there we go. And next up, the Great One we're putting in the deck next is here, the Great One, Blitz Order, Elementaria Sanctitude. Sentinel, perfect guard, skills, first skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may have only up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel deck. Second skill, Continuous. You may have only up to 1 Elementaria Sanctitude in the deck. And third skill, Order. If your opponent's Vanguard has triple drive, this ability can be played without paying the cost. Play this at a cost of discard a card from your hand if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or less. Choose one of your units. It cannot be hit until in the battle, and then remove this card. So for Elementaria Sanctitude, it's pretty much the Order version of the Perfect Guard. As mentioned, its skill, it can be treated as a no-cost Perfect Guard against opponents who play triple drive equipped Vanguards, thus making it an ideal Perfect Guard to use against opponents who play either Grade 4s or Vanguards with skills that increase their drive to 3 at least. So for the Elementaria Sanctitude, we're putting 1 in the deck. There we go. And now for the Grade 0 lineup. For the Grade 0 deck, we're playing right deck, Grade 0, Lizard Runner Undo, skill, auto. When this unit is rid of the pawn, if you went second, draw a card. So for Lizard Runner Undo, it's the starting unit of this deck. As mentioned before, if you're the second to go in the game, you get to draw a card after riding. So for Lizard Runner Undo, we got 1 in the right deck, leaving that way. Okay, next up, the Grade 0, Conduct Spark Dragon, critical trigger. Not going to be playing this card anymore, so taking it out. And then the Grade 0, Burning Flail Dragon, critical trigger. skill, auto, as a rear guard, and at the end of the battle, this unit boosted. Cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost is paid, choose one of your units, and it gets plus 2,000 power until end of turn. So for Burning Flail Dragon, it's a pretty powerful critical trigger to play in your Dragon Empire Nation decks. For its skill, as long as you don't mind having Burning Flail on your rear guard and removing it from your rear guard to put into soul, you can give a little extra power to your remaining attackers. So overall, Burning Flail Dragon, a good way to stock up your soul and add up power to your field. So for the Burning Flail Dragon, we got 4 in the deck, leaning that way. Okay, next up, we're putting in next the Grade 0 Blaze War Monk Soul Guild critical trigger. We're putting 4 into the deck. Okay, next up, the Grade 0 Flare Veil Dragon draw trigger skill continuous as a guardian. If your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, this unit gets plus 5,000 shield. So for Flare Veil Dragon, it's a pretty great draw trigger to play in your Dragon Empire Nation decks. For when used to guard against the opponent's Vanguard, as long as that Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, your Flare Veil Dragon can serve as a potential 10,000 point shield on its own. So for Flare Veil Dragon, we got 3 in the deck, leaving it that way. Okay, next up, the Grade 0 Stealth Beam Amavira Heal Trigger skill auto. When this unit is placed on the Guardian Circle, if your opponent's attacking unit has attacked 2 or more times this turn, this unit gets plus 15,000 shield until the end of battle. At active, if this battle is its second attack this turn or more. So for Stealth Beam Amavira, she's a very powerful heal trigger to play in your Dragon Empire Nation decks, for she's mainly a counter heal that specializes to protect you against opponents who play decks that specialize in restanding and attacking multiple times with units, either their Vanguard or rear guard. With her skill, your Amavira can serve as a potential 25,000 point shield. Alrighty then, the Stealth Beam Amavira heal trigger, we got 2 in the deck, leaving that way. Next up, the Grade 0 Blaze Maiden Rona heal trigger. Not going to be playing this card anymore, so we're taking her out and replacing her with the Grade 0 Pure Flail Draco Kid heal trigger skill auto. When this unit is placed on the Guardian Circle, if the attacking unit's critical is 2 or greater, and its critical is increased by a non-trigger effect ability, or its original critical is 2 or greater, this unit gets plus 15,000 shield until end of battle. So just like the Stealth Fiend Amavira, the Grade 0 Pure Flail Draco Kid is another heal guardian for your Dragon Empire Nation decks. For his skill, your Pure Flail Draco Kid can serve as a potential 25,000 point shield against opponents who play decks that specialize in either increasing their Vanguard's critical attacking unit's critical by card effect or skill, or by having a attacking unit whose base critical is 2 or higher. Pure Flail Draco Kid will protect you against those increased critical attackers. So for the Pure Flail Draco Kid, we're putting 2 in the deck. There we go. Okay, and last but not least, the Grade 0 Dragon Deity King of Resurgence Dragvita Overtrigger skill trigger additional effect. Choose one of your Vanguards and restand it. So for Dragvita, it's the Overtrigger for the Dragon Empire Nation. Like any other Overtrigger, the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game, it features the same skill and activation. When revealed during a drive check on your turn or a damage check on your opponent's turn, you get 100 million power and draw a card. But as mentioned before, if he has an additional skill that's unique to him, by revealing it in a drive check on your turn, you'll have another Vanguard attack to potentially pressure or finish off your opponent with the extra attack from your Vanguard and the increased chances of getting triggers from the drive check from your second attack. And so for the Dragon Deity King of Resurgence, Dragvita, we got 1 in the deck, leaving it that way. And with that, the deck's been built. Cardfight explained, so let's save the deck. Overwrite deck being built. Yep, pressing yes. Okie dokie, the deck has been built, cards explained, and for the cards in this deck, we're playing 1 Grade 3 Dragonic Overlord, 4 Grade 3s Dragonic Overlord, The End, 1 Grade 2 the Dragon Knight Nehalem, 4 Grade 2s the Berserk Dragon, 4 Grade 2s Steel Blood Duststorm Ethan, 4 Grade 2s Burning Horn Dragon, 4 Grade 2s Heat Stamping Dragon, 3 Grade 1s Twin Buckler Dragon, 1 Grade 1 Embodiment of Armor, bar. 2 Grade 1s Infestio Dragon. 4 Grade 1s Drag Ritter Howl. 1 Grade 0 Lizard Runner Undo, starting unit. And for the trigger lineup of this deck, we're playing 8 critical triggers, 3 draw triggers, 4 heal triggers, 1 over trigger Drag Vita, and we've also got the Great One order card, Elementaria Sanctitude. Alrighty then, the deck's been built, cards explained. Now it's time to test out the deck. So leaving the edit deck menu and returning to the main menu, off the fight menu, CPU fight, and selecting the deck I just built, the Dragonic Overlord D-BT06 deck. Selecting the deck and now choosing the opponent. I'm going to be using this deck out against Megumi Okura, normal difficulty. Okie dokie, the battle begins. Let's get started. Here we are in the battlefield, deciding who goes first. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Scissors! Scissors to paper, I win! Going first! I drew a Steel Ball of Duststorm Ethan, a Heat Stamping Dragon, a Perfect Guard, a Infestio Dragon, and a Heal Trigger. Not a bad hand, but I can do better. I'm gonna hold on to the Perfect Guard naturally and the Counter Charger and the Power Up, as well as the Infestio, so I'm just gonna return the Heal Trigger and redraw. Draw! Yes! Dragonic Overlord, the end! I can cross ride! I'm going first, and I'm gonna be riding for my ride deck, the Embodiment of Armor bar. And okie dokie, what should I discard for the ride deck cost? With bar skill, I can search my deck for a Great One to add to hand, so... Okay, the choice is clear. I gotta hold on to the Great 2s for attacking, Ethan for countercharging, Perfect Guard for protecting, the end to cross ride, and just gonna be discarding Infestio Dragon for the ride deck cost. Discard and ride! Embodiment of Armor bar! And that's all I can do for now, so I'm gonna be ending my turn. Alright, my opponent, your move. My opponent's gonna be riding the Great One, Sylvanhorn Beast Karis. Her starter skill, she draws a card. Yes! Her over trigger's out of the game! I've got a huge advantage for the rest of the fight. Okie dokie, my opponent's gonna be attacking the Vanguard. I can afford to take the first damage, so no guard. Go on. And yes, no triggers. I'm safe. Here comes damage. Ouch! Oh, that hurts. Damage check. No trigger to the damage zone, and end of my opponent's turn. My turn, stand and draw. I ride from the right deck, Dragonite Nehalem. Okay, now I'm gonna be discarding a heal trigger. Right, Dragonite Nehalem, and bar skill. Here it goes. I'm gonna counterblast one. Counterblast and search my deck. I search my deck for the Great One. The Great One, Drag Ritter Hall, adding to hand. And next up, I'm going to be calling to the rear guards, Berserk Dragon, Heat Stamping Dragon, and Steel Ball of Duststorm Ethan to the rear guards. Call. That should be enough. Go into the battle phase. First up, my Vanguard goes to Vanguard, 10,000 power. Not going to be using Heat Stamping skill. Alright, the attack goes through. Drive check. Yes! Critical trigger! Things are looking up. I give the critical to my Vanguard and power to Berserk Dragon. Critical added and power added. Now 2 damage to my opponent. Pierce! And damage check first. No trigger, safe. And second check. Yes! No trigger, safe. Now I'm activating Ethan's skill. I'm going to be retreating him from my own rear guard. And Countercharge 1 and draw 1. I drew another critical. Not too bad, I guess. So, alright, heat stamping, you're up. Smash that Vanguard, your big shot hammer. The attack goes through, bash, and damage check. Oh no, draw trigger. And now the Vanguard's at 18,000 power. She's got more cards in hand. I hope my third attack goes through. Berserk Dragon, you're up. Attack the Vanguard, 20,000 power. Yes, the attack goes through, and burn! 1 damage check. Oh no, heal trigger, unbelievable. Draw and heal. My opponent heals, and that's the end of my turn. My opponent's move. My opponent's gonna be riding the Great 2. Sylvan beats Lattice. Carries his skill. Look at the top card of the deck. Alright, heal trigger revealed. She's forced a superior call it. That's another heal trigger out the deck. I still have a good chance of winning, so okay. The Great 2 Sylvan Beast Gnosia. I have 1 damage, 2 criticals to guard with, so alrighty, I know what to do. I'm going to block the first attack and let the next 2 attacks go through. I guard with the Blaze War Monk Sogyo. Protect me! And I'm safe. Okay, dokie. Here comes my opponent's Vanguard attack, 15,000 power. No guard, I'm gonna take it. Draw trigger. Ah, another power boost and more cards in her hand. Here comes the attack. Ugh. Damage check. Yes, critical trigger. More power to my Vanguard. Effects added. Now, the remaining rear guard attacks for 20,000 power. Alrighty, I guess my opponent has 3 rear guards. I can make use of. Alright, I know what to do. I'm just gonna guard the remaining attack. My critical trigger, guard, 35,000 power. And the attack is blocked. I survived. That's the end of my opponent's turn, and it's my turn. Stand and draw. I ride for my right deck, the Dragonic Overlord. For the right deck cost, I got a perfect guard, the end, hold, and heat stamping. I already got one of my rear guard, so gotta preserve these 3. So I'm just gonna discard heat stamping, the second copy in my hand. For the right deck cost, riding Dragonic Overlord. And now here comes Dragon at Nehalem. Nehalem's skill from the soul to the rear guard. Let's see, over here. Alright, that should be good enough. Now, Nehalem's skill, I'm going to Soul Blast 1 and give himself and my Vanguard a little extra power. There we go. Alright, that should be enough. So, heading over to the battle phase. My Vanguard attacks the right side Gnosia, 18,000 power. You cannot guard from your hand. Alright, the attack goes through. First check, no trigger. Second check, no trigger. Not a bad draw, I can still use these cards, so slash. And here comes Overlord's skill. I counterblast 1 and discarding a card. I discard Drag Ritter Halt from my hands. Skill activated and restand Overlord. Halt skill. Superior call it from the drop zone. I'm gonna call it over here, behind my Vanguard. A little extra power over there, 5,000 power. And now here comes my Heat Stamping Dragon against your Vanguard Lattice, 10,000 to 10,000. He guards the draw trigger, 15,000 power. The attack is blocked. I can still make this work, so now Berserk Dragon attacks the Vanguard, 15,000 power. And then Berserk Dragon skill. I'm going to counterblast 1 and retire one of my opponent's rear guards. I'm going to retire counterblast and retire the front row rear guard, Gnosia. Get out of here. Alright, the attack goes through. Burn. Damage check. No trigger. Safe. And now the final attack of the turn. My Overlord, boosted by Halb, attacks the Vanguard. 31,000 power. Not gonna be using heat stamping skill, not yet. Just hold off there, little buddy. He perfect guards. Oh no! He discards for the perfect guard cost the grade 2 gap rank. Twin drive. Nope, drive check. And perfect guard. Not a bad draw, so alright. That's the end of my turn, my opponent's turn. What's she gonna do? She rides the grade 3 Silverhorn Beast King Magnolia. The King of Beasts is here. Lattice is skill, the top card of the deck. Ah no! Grade 3 Orante, she's gonna call to the rear guard. Look at that behemoth, it's a huge threat. And the grade 2 Daminaru, using its skill to give the back row heal trigger the ability to attack from the back row. Vanguard to Vanguard. I only have 2 perfect guards to guard with, and alright, I gotta let the Vanguard go through, no guard. Here it comes, twin drive, first check. No, not another draw trigger. Power to the rear guard, and draw the card, second check. Oh no, heal trigger too? Come on! She heals and gives power to Daminaru, so 1 damage to me. Okay, here comes the attack. The land blooms and out. Damage check. Yes, heal trigger. I cannot heal, but I can give power to my Vanguard. That makes it easier to defend, so Magnolia skill. Another rear guard in the back row can attack. She's giving it to Lyoka. Alrighty then. 30,000 power from this side. This is 13,000 power. This is 15,000. They can only attack my rear guards. I can't afford to waste my hand, so alright, give it to me. No guard. Ow! Damage check. Yes! Heal trigger! I heal 1 point of damage and give power to... I give power to... Berserk Dragon! There we go. Here comes 1 from the rear guard. I can't afford to guard anymore, so sorry, heat stamping. I can't protect you. No, heat stamping! I'm so sorry. Alright, that's the end of my opponent's turn. My turn, stand and draw. It's time to bring out my main attacker, Dragonic Overlord the End. Cross Ride. Power added. Drive cannot be reduced. And now here comes Nihal's skill. I Soul Blast 1 and give 5,000 power to himself and Overlord. Look at all that power. Next up, I call Burning Horn Dragon. Call. Burning Horn skill. I'm going to Counter Blast 1 and look at the top 7 cards of my deck. Nope, no Overlords, so reshuffling my deck and refunding my Counter Blast. I'll refund this one. Alrighty, next I call to the rear guard Steel Bullet of Duststorm Ethan. And that's all I can do for now, so let's head on to the battle phase. First up, the End, unboosted, attacks the Vanguard. 23,000 power. Burning Horn skill, plus 5,000 power. Look at all that power, and yes, the attack goes through. Drive check first. Alright, over trigger. I give 100 million power to my Vanguard and restand. Second check, no trigger. The attack goes through, and my Vanguard's going to be attacking. Boom, 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 bang, 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 and slash. Damage check. Oh no, not another draw trigger. How does she keep getting them? Alright, no worries. Steel Bullet of Duststorm Ethan's skill. Retreat himself, and counter charge and draw. Yes, another perfect guard. Not gonna activate the End skill yet. Next, Berserk Dragon. No, not yet. My Vanguard unboosted attacks the Vanguard. 100 million power. Burning Horn skill. Another 5,000 power. My opponent doesn't guard. Alright, twin drive, first check. Yes, draw trigger, just what I needed. I give the power to Berserk Dragon and draw a card. I drew Ethan. And second check. Yes, a Halb! Another card I can use! Alright, Overlord! Lay on another pile of damage! Bang, 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 shoot, 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 and slash! Damage check! No trigger! Safe! And now here comes the end skill! Counterblast 1! And discard 2! But thanks to Halb, I only have to discard 1. Thanks, Halb! Discarding Halb, and restanding my Vanguard. Then here comes Halb's skill, Superior Call from the drop zone to the rear guard. Over here, another 5,000 power. You can use it later, Burning Horn, just hold on a little bit longer. Next, my Berserk Dragon attacks the Vanguard. Skill activated, plus 5,000 power. And then Burning Horn skill, another counterblast, and retire one of my opponent's grade 2 or less rear guards. I'm retiring the front row Daminaru. My opponent guards with a draw trigger, not good. Berserk Dragon's attack fails, but no worries, I can still keep going. Now, Halb boosting my Vanguard, 100 million power! And Burning Horn skill, another 5,000 power. Can you block this final attack, my opponent? Yes, the attack goes through! Twin Drive, first check! No trigger! And second check! Draw trigger! Not a bad draw, so I give the remaining power to Burning Horn, and I drew a Burning Horn. Here comes 1 damage to my opponent. The end! Lay on the final damage! Bang, bang, bang! Shoot! And slash! Damage check! No! Heal trigger! At that timing! How resilient! It's not over yet! Boosted by Halb, Burning Horn attacks the Vanguard! 48,000 power! She double guards with 53. And Burning Horn's attack fails! Oh, I was so close! Alrighty, that's the end of my turn. My opponent's move. My opponent's going to call to the rear guard, Ryoka. Vanguard to Vanguard, 18,000 power. I can't run the risk of my opponent double critically me, so I'm just gonna perfect guard. I perfect guard with the Blitz Order, Elementaria Sanctitude. And discarding from my hand for the cost, a Flare Veil Dragon. Blitz Order activated, perfect guard, online. She twin drives. Oh no, front trigger. She just keeps pumping up the triggers. Second check. No trigger. Okay, here comes 1 damage. And safe. Magnolia's skill. The back row. Lilka can attack from the back row. Not good. 15,000 power. I intercept the Berserk. Protect me, Berserk. Defend. And safe. Here comes El Rante with its skill, another 5,000 power, 28,000. This is a tough choice. I can afford to take 1 more damage, so no guard. Bring it. Ow. Damage check. Critical trigger. My opponent's 1 more attack, so I'm going to give it to my Vanguard. All effects of the Vanguard. And now the final attack of my opponent. Ryoka from the front row attacks Burning Horn. Not a chance, I won't let you do that. Guard with the critical trigger Burning Veil Dragon. And you're safe, Burning Horn, you're welcome. That's the end of my opponent's turn. My turn, stand and draw. My opponent had 6 cards in hand, 5 damage, and I've got a Persona Ride ready and some powerful front row attackers. Looks like this is the final turn! Persona Ride, Dragonic Overlord, the end! Draw a card and power added. Yes! Halb! This is really working out for me. I'm calling Burning Horn to the rear guard. Call! Not activating his skill. No longer have any need for it. Now, Nehalem, your skill. Soul Blast the end from the soul and give yourself and Overlord a little more power. Power added. Alrighty, that should do it. And it's time to go to the battle phase. First up, boosted by Hall, the end attacks the Vanguard, 41,000 power. Burning Horn skill, plus 5,000 power. Look at all that power, and again, another 5,000 power. And will my opponent guard? Yep, he guards. 43. Intercept, 48. 53, 2 to pass. First check. Yeah, critical trigger. I give all effects to... No, I'm giving the critical to my Vanguard. No, I'm giving all effects to the Vanguard. Critical and power pumping up to my Vanguard. And second check. No trigger. The attack fails. But there's only 2 cards left in my opponent's hand. I can finish it. The end skill. Counterblast. And discard a card. I'm discarding Hall. Treat it as 2 cards. Discard. Stand back up. Overlord. And Hall skill. Come back from the drop zone to the rear guard. Over the center column. Power up. Plus 5,000. And now, one more attack from Overlord, boosted by Hall. The end attacks the Vanguard, 46,000 power. Will he guard? Hold on, Burning Horn skill. 5,000 power to the left side. You're welcome. And another 5,000 power to the right side. You're welcome. Yes, the attack goes through. Twin drive, first check. No trigger, another Hall, not bad. Second check. Heat stamping, no trigger. And now 2 damage to my opponent. Lay on the damage. Bang, 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 shoot, and slash. Damage checks first. Draw trigger, yes, 6 damage, she cannot heal. And 6 damage, I win. Phew, that wasn't too bad of a match, despite my opponent getting really lucky of all the triggers, thanks to my card skills, which I managed to use pretty effectively by my own opinion. I managed to score a pretty effective win. So I got win, attack 100,000 more power, attack 5 or more times in a single turn, perfect guarded, opponent healed at 6 damage, successful final turn, drew an over trigger, did a persona ride, 8 turns pass, did a superior call, retired 5 more opposing units, won with 10 or more cards in hand, and drew 3 or more times in one turn. I got 4,100 BP, total 64,375 BP. Look at all that cash. I'm almost pretty much rich in this game. Okay, press A to go next. And back to the fight menu, leaving the fight menu, back to the main menu to edit deck menu, and with that, we finished building the deck, explaining the card effects, and testing out the deck in front of you. So that's just all the time we have for today. First up, I want to say thank you to the viewers watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. I also hope you all show support by liking, commenting, and subscribing to my videos and channel. And with that, I say goodbye and see you all soon!